Hi everyone, welcome to Bistec Global AI Podcast, and I'm Akansha Fernando.
And I'm Rithik Perera.
Today we are going to discuss a wave that came to the dev community, and it's none other than Windsurf. So let's dive in. To set the energy for the devs out there, I'm going to give a reason for them. You might have tried Copilot and even tapped with Codium, used Cursor, but did you ever think of an IDE that is smart, like really smart, has the agentic behavior? And that's where Windsurf comes.
Exactly.
Right, Rithik?
Exactly.
So joining with me today, Rithik, I know that you've been using Windsurf for a longer period of time, I guess, around 5 months?
Yeah, it would be a little difficult to pinpoint the months,
Okay.
but then it has been more than 5 months.
5 months, okay. So I think I've got a couple of questions to you and I'll ask them out. Just give me some answers, okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
So before we dive into the technical perspective, I just want to ask you, to the general audience, what is Windsurf?
Right. So think of it like this. What if your IDE has its own secondary brain, right? Has its own sort of reasoning. So basically that is Windsurf. You write a prompt and it would implement the code into your editor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So for every something that is going out, maybe a release, maybe a product, maybe a SaaS, whatever, there should be someone behind this. There should be a pillar.
Yes.
So can you tell us who are the owners and who are behind this wave?
Yeah, sure. So basically, Windsurf was co-founded mainly by two people, right? Of course, this was a team effort, but mainly by two people. One of them being Varun Mohan.
Okay.
So he was this machine learning mastermind, very professional and very smart, I would say, at his field.
Okay.
And he's currently working on Google DeepMind.
Cool.
So both of them are working on Google DeepMind.
Okay.
So then when it comes to the second person, it was Douglas Chen.
Okay.
Right. So he has this history in working with computer science. So
great.
That's enough for him.
He has already got the exposure to the IDEs.
Exposure, exactly.
That's nice.
So
I just want to take a step back and go to the history of this. And of course, for everything, there should be a great history.
Of course.
To bring it out, I just wanted to find out at which time this Windsurf came into the scene and when did this start?
Right. So before Windsurf, we got Codium.
Okay.
Right. Codium was when the whole AI hype came into existence. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were many other AI tools. So AI that came through the terminal, they were pretty famous.
Okay.
If you had your hands-on experience with that, I mean, you'd understand it, right? Yeah. So Codium was when AI could actually write code in your editor. So that was pretty revolutionary for a lot of developers.
Okay.
Many, I would say, developers who started their journey struggled a lot with syntax.
Okay.
Right? Even I have sometimes, because it's not always
everyone.
Easy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Syntax is not the easiest. I mean, of course, with practice you get used to it, but syntax was something that was a little difficult, right? So Codium basically allowed you to write code. So you have this command called Control-I, and using that it would just write the code for you. And if you have an existing code in that file itself, you could highlight the code, hit Control-I, and it would change the code.
Okay.
It's pretty good start.
Yeah,
from Codium.
that is exactly.
Yes.
And my question to you is, I heard you told about Codium and I've also heard about Cascade.
Yes.
And what are these words and how are they associated with Windsurf?
Right. So basically, Cascade was the interface that users could use to interact with Windsurf. Right. So basically, that's where users can prompt.
Okay. It's like the chat interface.
Basically, the chat interface.
Okay.
So in this interface, you have many tools. So we'd be talking about this in detail later. So we have a planning mode. We have an area where we can choose the IDE or...
We'll be going into the demo, so we can discuss more about that, right?
Exactly. So we will be discussing more about this in the demo.
You got cool features to explore?
Very cool features.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got another question. Again, pointing out questions at you. Can you tell me an instance where we can experience the agentic behavior in Windsurf?
Yeah. So coming right off, we know we can experience this from Cascade. But let's just keep that aside for now. So one thing that you can experience in Windsurf or even Codium before was the autocomplete feature that was available in other tools as well, like Copilot and tools like that. But Windsurf actually had a very
outstanding, I would say.
Yes. So Windsurf actually had an outstanding way of handling this, right? You could go across many YouTube channels and hear the feedback from them. Most of them would actually say that I don't even know how this is thinking for me, right? So it really it basically completes what
code for you.
Exactly.
So it's a place where your IDE is thinking for you and is playing the supportive role for you.
Exactly.
And it knows, so it kind of analyzes what you have been coding and it supports you to keep coding.
Exactly. So that was something that was remarkable. And once you get into the paid subscription, they take this higher up a notch. Sometimes you'd feel or you would identify this when you select different models. Basically, it really knows your next step even after you come from a different file, which is very remarkable.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just wanted to bring this out. So see the transformation journey that Windsurf has had, starting off as a single extension called Codium in VS Code and other IDEs as well, and see the gradual ascension of that particular extension. It has come a long way within that 3 years. Extension became to an independent AI integrated IDE that is supporting millions of devs out there, right?
Yes.
See, and I've got another question. Again, what models can be seen inside Windsurf? So I know that for sure we are able to change the model that we are using based on whatever we want to proceed with. So what models do we have inside Windsurf?
So Windsurf brings out some new models as well. So the new models that come into existence, Windsurf would usually...
we have 3.7 Claude.
Yes, we have 3.7.
We do have Gemini models as well.
Yes, so basically you have the Gemini models, you have the
OpenAI models,
Claude models, you have all of that.
All of that.
And personally, something that you can code with, at least in my opinion, is the 3.7 model.
Okay.
Another fact about the models is that each model has its own way of cutting off the credits. So when you do get a subscription, you are allocated a number of credits, right? So each model takes it differently. Most of them cuts 1 credit, but then some of them has, depending on its functionality, can change.
Yeah. So I've heard about this cool feature that enables users to add API keys.
Yes.
So what's that? Just want to hear that.
Yeah. So basically, it's called the BYOB. Nope. That's called the BYOK. Basically, it stands for bring your own key. Right.
Okay.
So developers can actually, if your company really provides you with an existing key, you can directly use that. And in that case, the prices would be cut according to that.
Okay, so it's like you either can go to the subscription plan or you can choose your API key to move forward in coding. That's fine. So you have 2 options.
Yes, you have 2 options.
So this is something extraordinary compared to the other IDs out there.
Yeah, exactly. There are some other IDs that present this feature as well, but this is a very very interesting feature.
Yeah. So coming back to a pain point that we wanted to address in this podcast.
Yeah.
Why choose Windsurf? So I'll give a background to this.
Yes.
It's like devs out there, we've been using Cursor, we have used Copilot, GitHub Copilot, and even other AI tools to ease the journey of coding. But for you to tell us that Windsurf is a best option that you can go for as a dev, what is the reason behind it? Do you have many reasons?
Well, actually, the thing is, as developers, I mean, we have the free will to choose whatever the AI application or AI tool we like, right? And the main idea here is that it makes our life much easier, and it makes whatever the task we are working on much more productive. So that is actually the main goal.
Yes.
Right? So if you come back to Windsurf, I would say that it really boils down to its reliability.
Okay.
It has a very friendly UI. So comparing to some, at least that's what a lot of people say. And it basically has like a well-rounded amount of features, right? Basically, I mean, as developers, we have the free will of choosing whatever the AI tool that we want, right?
Yes.
So there are many other AI tools. I mean, no one's stopping you. You can choose what makes your work easy. So that again, that's the core idea here, right? So the main thing here is it makes our life easier and make whatever the task we are working on much more productive.
Yes.
Right?
So productivity, of course, we are going to discuss in a couple of minutes. Yeah?
Yes. We'll be discussing that in the demo as well. So
yeah. Stay tuned.
Yes. So that's what this really boils.
In fact, I attended to this particular word reliability when it comes to Windsurf.
Yes.
So they even have this theme called triple tab shift, right?
Yes.
So that much of ease in terms of auto completion and everything you've got. And what else is how about the UI? Is it more friendly?
So basically, Windsurf is known for having a friendly UI, right?
That of course a reason for someone to stay, right?
Exactly.
Because IDs of course are pretty common for everyone.
Yes.
They keep looking at it for maybe 2 to 3 to 6 hours, maybe more than.
Exactly.
So it should be something really friendly for you to see.
Yes, and it would really help a lot of, especially people who are newly coming into this. So this would help them a lot.
Yes.
Right? And it's not just that. If you really think about it, Windsurf has the most, it has one of the most reasonable prices, right?
Yeah.
So, considering it with the given features, I would say it's a well-rounded application. I mean, that's the main reason I chose Windsurf as my main code editor.
Great. So I just wanted to give this reason as well, just to add up. So BYOK, So BYOK enables you the flexibility to either stay with the free plan and use your API key, or else you can either shift your subscription. So flexibility is also another criteria for someone to stay with Windsurf, right?
That is.
Okay, that's great. So we've discussed a couple of reasons for a dev to choose Windsurf. We've got reliability, flexibility, the UI basically, and the UX, your experience in Windsurf. So I think those reasons are pretty enough for someone to stay with Windsurf, right?
So that's what convinced me at least.
Yeah. Right. So just going to a really important part when it comes to today's podcast. So we had two main points, very important points to address. So the second pain point that we wanted to address in this podcast is productivity boosting. So everyone in every other industry, they are interested in improving their productivity.
Yes.
I know AI has come a long distance from where it was, right?
Exactly.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it's like productivity is the ultimate key for someone to get a sense of happiness after a certain workload is completed.
Yeah.
Right? If you're able to work 10 times productive than you were with the help of AI, I think that's more than enough,
That's
right?
more than enough. Exactly.
So for the devs out there whom we are targeting this podcast for mainly, and the general audience, if you are using Windsurf, we will be telling you some ways and how you can improve your productivity by 10 times.
Yeah.
So Rithik, can you take us through on some tips that that Windsurf itself offers us to improve our productivity while coding?
Yeah. So let's talk about how you can be more productive with Windsurf. I mean, that's our main goal here, right? So for one, you have basically this reference point where you can reference your code to Windsurf. You sometimes don't have to say that. You don't have to reference it. Windsurf itself will sometimes get the context around and
know what exact file I should be referring to.
Exactly.
But that in case, that's what we say often, that even the developer, if you start on vibe coding, that can make things complex as time takes.
Yes.
So it's always good to know what your files are and where your context.
Exactly.
So in terms of providing context,
yes,
it's always good if you can also tell the AI what files that you should refer.
So that's where it really boils down to, right?
Yeah.
You should be telling AI what to do.
Exactly.
Not the other way around.
Exactly.
Right? So that's very important, and that's why sometimes vibe coding is not the best choice, especially when you're working on a large project, right?
Yes.
Or when you have legacy code. So I would always advise to have context on what the project is about and how the architecture works, how the backend and front end works, and all the simple things. I mean, it's always good to have an idea.
Yes.
Right? And AI is here to assist you, to help you code. And if you can give the overview and the architectural idea on what to do, that's where AI can help you the best.
Yes.
So, we know about AI hallucinations.
Exactly.
Right?
So we are going to discuss on that as well, right?
Yes, because that is actually a problem. So I mean, it's a pain point for a lot of developers.
Yes.
We all have faced it, and it is pretty frustrating. So to avoid that, the best thing to do as a developer is to understand
what your code is.
Exactly, and provide context on what you exactly need.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's one technical thing related to that. I just want to highlight that. So if you know what files you should be telling the AI to refer, you can reduce the amount of tokens, right?
Yes, that is true. That is very true.
So there's nothing bad in knowing your code. So know your code. Yeah. And
very important.
Yeah, can you give me an example? Now, let me tell you a scenario that I faced so that you can kind of give me an advice and to everyone out there.
Yeah.
So, personally, I was struggling with a bug fix. I think this was back 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I was really struggling with this bug fix. And what I wanted was, I wanted Windsurf to help me get this solved. But to be frank, I don't know the reason for that. I did my best to give the context, but it really failed.
Right.
But that doesn't mean Windsurf is bad, of course.
Yes.
So might be the mistake from my end giving the wrong context. But personally, when I was trying to get Windsurf support to solve that I think I prompted 3 to 4 times, but I couldn't. So I thought, let me stop this and let me manually go and check this code and fix it. But I was actually able to get that done within 2 to 3 minutes.
Right.
So there are instances where you actually don't need Windsurf as your support, because you, as a dev, you sometimes can interfere and do some changes.
Yes, that is basically the role of a developer, right?
Exactly.
So we shouldn't really lose that. I mean, that should be at our core always.
Yes.
So we are developers.
That's
love coding.
our role.
That's our role. We should love coding.
Yes.
Right? But now there's a sort of partner that helps us
to keep coding.
Exactly.
But short, whatever you did in longer durations is possible to be done in a couple of minutes. And just wanted to highlight that. So have you ever faced where, can you remember back in the days when we used to work with VS Code? I'm not pointing out VS Code for something bad, but we used to play around without AI. So in that period, can you remember maybe a certain feature that you wanted to implement within a day? Now with AI, you can implement within a couple of minutes. So how fantastic AI has played.
Yeah.
So Windsurf is again a go-to option for the devs out there. Just give it a try if you are not trying, and if you are trying, keep trying. Exactly. And coming back to another important question, we've heard about magic keys, right? Magic keys in Windsurf.
Right.
That is, we've got different control I, we say control shift L. There are many other different keys. So are we going to discuss this in the demo?
Yeah, definitely. We'll take a look at this in the demo.
Cool. So in the demo, we are going to discuss many more things related to the user interface of Windsurf, and also about what shortcut keys can enable you to maximize your productivity. So stay tuned and we'll meet in the demo. All right, we are in the demo. Rithik, are we ready?
Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead with the demo.
So I'll give an intro of what we are doing to the audience so that they can keep on with us, right? So basically what we are going to do is we are going to create a React form with the help of React hook form. And this is a React project basically because everyone of course know React if you are a dev. And we'll be trying to figure out what features that Windsurf offers and how you can apply those features while you are coding. So this will be a low coding time, but it's more prompting time, and it's going to be more productive. And let's get started. I'll kind of give a certain guide with you, and so you can
of course
support me, right?
Yeah.
And as step one, Rithik, can you show this planning mode? I'm really interested to find out what planning mode is.
Right, sure, yeah. So let's do that. First, basically in Windsurf you have two ways of programming. One is just directly going ahead with this prompting and it would just give you some answers, but then we are going to turn on the planning mode here.
All right.
So what this does is it basically implements certain steps and it goes and implements or sort of, it's like a to-do list, right? So it creates its own checklist and completes it.
Got it.
So
it creates the to-do list for himself to refer and keep implementing.
Yes. The main idea here is that it doesn't go out of track.
So it's just to guide him.
Exactly. So I'm just going to ask him to create a normal form.
Okay.
So let's create a form using React hook form. So
a small disclaimer, right now we have already set up the React project.
Right, yes.
And now what we are trying, we already have an empty project. So just to show you, do we have the...
Yes, so you can see the project here.
Yeah,
basically, it's just a npx create React app.
A typical directory is visible right now. So we are going to create the React hook. Is it React form? Yeah.
React hook form.
Yeah. So we are going to do that.
Right. So basically, what we're going to do is just create a React hook form. Let's say create a registration form. With let's say first name, last name, and we'll mention the email address.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So of course this is not going to look too fancy.
Right.
Of course, if the AI, assuming that the AI doesn't hallucinate, this is going to be a very basic form.
Okay.
And the
without
key,
styling.
Exactly. And what remember when we spoke about giving context?
Yes, exactly.
To the project. So basically, this is a small context window that we are going to do.
Yes.
I'm just going to give it the directory here. So we have something called copy path. I'm going to copy the path.
Okay. So what happens? So what we are trying to do is we are trying to reference directory in the chat.
Yes. So we are saying this is where our application is.
Okay.
Analyzed through the project and implement it.
Got it. So this is an example where you be the pillar behind this and you guide AI to do what we want.
Exactly.
Right? It's not just prompting create a registration form.
Exactly.
We are guiding it step by step. What field should it include? What is the directory? Where to do the changes?
Exactly. So here we are letting the Windsurf know, hey, look here, we want a React hook form.
Yes.
We are not just telling him to create a registration form here. So the more specific that you are, the better Windsurf is at understanding.
Got it.
Right. So as you can see here, it's basically analyzing the folder structure and all, and you can see that it made a plan here.
Yes.
Right. So
in the first step, what do we have meanwhile it's producing the other results?
Right. So first what it's doing is it's installing React hook form.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and accept this.
Okay.
You can see that we are getting the terminal commands as well.
We'll also find out how React is going, how Cascade is going to run terminal commands in the next step as we install Axios, right?
Yeah.
So for the time being, we'll fix to this.
Right, yeah.
So the plan is all about what steps Windsurf will be going through as it is going to implement the feature that we mentioned it to.
Yes.
Seems like we are encountering an issue, Rithik.
Yes, we are. So basically, he's finding it a little difficult to install this.
Right. That of course is something pretty normal for the devs out there, because of course we know that AI and LLMs, they are not perfect. They too can make mistakes.
They can make
That's mistakes. Why they keep developing each day.
Yes.
And this is a good situation, that it's good that we face this situation, because there's something to learn in every bug. That's exactly what we know, right?
Yeah.
And so, Rithik, in this situation, what should we do, and what is
so a simple
required
fix here is that it's struggling to sort of install React hook form. So that's what I'm going to do here.
Okay.
I have already gone inside my directory. Cool. So we'll just start this project. Quickly start up here.
Right. So this development service running, and it's running at 3000, port 3000.
Port 3000.
It's the basic one we already have.
Going to go to another directory here and open up the folder.
Okay.
And we are going to install React hook form manually.
Cool.
Right.
So now it's installing React hook form.
Yes.
And it's installed.
Yes.
And
so I'm going to instruct so since this is going in a workflow, even if I do continue this, Windsurf is still going to try to install React hook form, right?
Yes.
So we have to mention that, hey, look here, this is done. Yeah. So I'm going to mention React.
That's why we often say that your awareness as a dev is critical when it comes to prompting with AI and working with AI.
Yes. Having a terrible time typing here.
That's fine. Take your time.
Installed. Could you move on to the next step? Right?
Okay.
So I'm letting him know that, hey, it's already done.
All right.
And he's going to go ahead and see. All right. As installed. So this is how he gets it out of his checklist. Right?
Cool.
That this feature is already done.
Right.
And
we still have the planning mode running, right?
Yes. So we still do have the planning mode running.
So when do you recommend to the devs out there, at what times should you use the planning mode? Is it when you are implementing a new feature, or if you are implementing, if you're fixing a bug? At what time should we go with the planning mode?
So I would say when implementing, even if it's a little bit of a large feature or something like that, it's always recommended to use the planning mode, since it has a greater context of what it's doing. It's organized, right? So, but for things that you are certain of, like, this is what I need to do, you can sort of just go ahead without the planning mode.
Got it.
Got it. So he just wants to make a directory here. I'm going to accept this.
Okay. So the directory was made, right?
Yes. So he created a directory.
This is another fascinating perspective of AI. You can create directories, you can create files, you can just accept of editing, it can do create. Yeah. So what is our next step, Rithik?
Yeah. Basically, we now need to insert this component
Yes.
to the login.
Okay.
I think he's having trouble running the terminal again.
Right. So do we have the component created already?
Yeah, it is already created.
All right.
It is already created.
It's a matter of placing inside our
component. It's just a matter of Cascade realizing that it has already made it. So
all right. It's going to take some time, of course, because
it's always, I mean, these kind of things are very common.
Yes.
It's on the reliability thing, but it's something that,
is common for all the other IDs out there.
It's very, exactly. All right. So I'm going to stop this step again.
All right.
And let's just...
It's always good that if things are not going as planned, because there's more things to learn in such cases. And then we are... you are saying that this is already created.
Yes.
You are just instructing that it's already done.
Because it was holding it here.
Right.
So again, AI sometimes can make mistakes like this, and Windsurf sort of realizes these bugs and it tries to fix this, right?
Got it.
So this wasn't a bug that was there earlier, and sometimes they pop up, and then usually in a matter of days or weeks, they usually resolve these things, because it's a ongoing process, right?
It never stops.
Exactly. So it's just going to create this component. It has already marked down the things that are already done here.
All right.
And it's now creating the component for the registration form.
Okay. All right. So we have created the form component, and it's time for us to add the component to our component.
Right. So basically what we are going to do is, we have already created a directory for this. So inside this, we are going to create the registration component, right?
Got it.
So I'm going to instruct him to do that. So I started a new chat. So
is it always good if we start a new thing in a new chat?
Yes. So that's the thing. So once you start a new chat, you should know that Windsurf sort of loses the context around what's happening. So you have to feedback what you lost.
All right.
There's a cool trick with the change logs that you can do, especially when you're moving from one chat to another. We'll look into that as well.
Cool.
But let's just first create the registration form here.
We'll go with the flow.
So I'm instructing him to create the register component.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we are going to plug it
into the app component.
To the app component.
Stay tuned, because we are going to explore some different features out there. But let's go with the flow. And once it's done, we have to we can show the local host running, right? Once this is done.
Once it's this is still running in the
hopefully with the prompts that we gave, we are not expecting it to be a good looking UI.
Most probably
instead,
it's not,
unless it has hallucinated
and created its own CSS file.
Yes.
No, it's not going to be good looking.
Yeah, we'll be addressing hallucinations as well, right?
Yes.
So there are ways that you can minimize it, so stay tuned. Yes, so it updated the plan, and I've seen it's coming up with some notes. So this is kind of a template that the plan is having by default.
Yes.
Is it?
So you can also edit this plan whenever you want. So it would go ahead and implement what you edited as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So here you can see that it's creating the new register form inside the components.
Okay.
And you can also see the number of tokens that it utilizes. And
what I've personally experienced is, Rithik, so when you give more context, I've seen the token count is pretty low.
Yes.
That
is true. That is
right?
true, because less tokens are utilized when it doesn't have to analyze and find out for itself.
Right, got it.
That makes sense, right? So that's why it's always good to provide context.
Yeah.
So here you can see a good sign of hallucinations. I did not ask him to create a registration form.
Yes.
But it is. So for this, there's something called rules.
Right.
We have two types of rules. We have global rules and local rules. Right.
Okay.
So using that, we can sort of stop this from happening.
I know. I think, Rithik, it's pretty impossible for us to totally eliminate it. Yeah.
Yes,
so what we can do is we can minimize.
Yes.
Of course, it's not avoiding, it's minimizing.
It's not, exactly. So we cannot totally avoid hallucinations. So that's just the nature of AI.
But Windsurf enables rules to help you minimize it
as much as possible.
Got it.
right?
So once this form component is all right and done, we can view it, and then we'll go to rules, right?
Exactly. So I'm just going to reject this because we are already running it.
Checked it.
Right. So this is another cool thing that, I mean, if you're new to Windsurf, you see that you can accept or reject what it provides.
Yeah.
So based on what you like. So here, of course, I don't want the form to look bad, so I'm going to accept this. So in case you feel like it's not relevant, you can
decline it, right?
Exactly.
So I really love, in fact, the control bar that it's providing us, so we can navigate through multiple files where it's exactly changed. We can see it.
Yeah, it's very similar to how VS Code sort of compares. If you are familiar with the comparison, the comparison feature in VS Code, so it's very similar to that, but it's just all in one line instead of having two windows to compare. All right,
we accepted all the changes, and is it possible for us to go to the local host and see this?
Yeah, definitely. So it's already running here, and you can see that it has made.
See how wonderful he can do, because the time that we spend in aligning things, in creating those components is totally eliminated, but still you have the control to create what you want to create, but it's doing much better than we want it to do in this shorter period of time, right?
Yes, exactly. So this is pretty good.
Okay.
So let's go back to our component. So you can see the component it created here. So another fun fact is that you don't really have to confirm this. Even though you haven't confirmed it, it has already implemented it. The code is already written, and it's just a matter of accepting it and rejecting it, right?
Right.
So just because it's here, and if you don't accept it, you can see that it's already. So you can see that it's already implemented, right?
Yes.
So yeah, let's go back to the code editor. I'm just going to accept this. So yeah, this is a cool feature there. That's basically
great. That's great.
Yeah,
and Rithik, there's one more thing I want to figure out. So shall we download Axios through the chat?
Sure. So basically, there is a Control I feature, right?
Okay.
So once you click Control I, you would get this inline chat area.
Okay. No matter whether your cursor is on the terminal or in the chat or in the code.
Exactly. It's
throughout Windsurf, you have that feature.
Yes. So here you can instruct him to do something. So here I'm gonna install Axios. So I'm gonna be like install Axios, and it's just going to give the npm command, right?
Okay.
So you hit Control and Enter, and it basically runs the command.
Right. So now it's installed. So that's another feature. That's the Control I feature,
Control
right?
I.
Yeah. So it's like inline.
Exactly. Okay. And here let me just show you that it is in fact installed. So I'm gonna import Axios here, right?
All right. Yes. See, that's how that's the agentic behavior.
That's the agentic behavior.
That's agentic.
What you saw there is the autocomplete.
Yeah.
Right. It's very smart. It knows what you're doing, and
see how much you feel in terms of your happiness when you see it's suggesting you the exact same thing, so that you don't want to spend time typing out.
Exactly.
So it's making it easy.
Yes, it is.
And Rithik, I've got another addition to include in this. So shall we move to the register the form component?
Yes.
And then I just want to imagine I want to have another field, an input field, rather than what we have already defined.
Yes.
So is there an easy way that we can get it done rather than creating a new chat?
Yeah, there is. So say that I want another div tag here. So you can see the div tag is enclosed by this, right? So next to this, I'm just going to be like, so I'm going to use the same Control I feature.
Okay.
Of course, we can do this in Cascade as well, but just to show this, I'm going to write it here. So we didn't really get, let's say we want the age of
age
the
field.
Yes. So I'm going to say, could you add, right? So you can see that it went ahead and created the age field.
Yes.
But of course here you get an error because we didn't really mention it in the type variation
for the object
for this. So another cool feature about that is, so let me just go to the error. Here you can say that age is not there in register form data, right? So of course we can go and add the age there, but another cool feature is that you get all the errors in problems. I mean, basically this is common, right? In any IDE you can get this, but you can send these
to cascade.
Issues to cascade, right? Of course I'm going to remove the plan mode here because it's always going to reference what we did earlier. So let me just put this, and this is actually not required, but you can just, it feels good to have a natural language with
exactly. And then we'll try to figure out these issues being solved, and then I think we can go for the rules afterwards, right?
Yes.
So we'll speak more about a bit of information about hallucinations and when it can occur.
Yes.
So it already occurred in this demo, which is really cool.
Which was cool because now we can actually show them how to stop hallucinations.
Exactly.
At least minimize it, right?
Yeah.
So,
all right.
This is fixed.
All the issues that it showed in the output, the problem section, it's now filled.
Yes.
And it's fixed. So what we can do next is, shall we go back to the output and see how it looks right now?
Of course. So here we'll quickly go back here, and you can see the age feature.
So see, it has identified it's an integer field, so it has placed that integer box up. Super cool.
Yeah.
And so that's basically about the control I inline chat feature.
Yes.
And now it's time for us to go to hallucinations, one of the most interesting parts to speak of.
Yes. So
as we mentioned before, we can't eliminate, but we'll
fully eliminate
we can minimize it with the help of
rules.
So we'll go for it. So where can we add rules, and what is rules?
Right. So basically, you have, once you go to this Windsurf settings and go to customizations, here you have something called global rules and workspace rules, right? So here, of course, this is these are this is a global rule I have added here. Now, let me just create a workspace rule for you, because that's what most people really need. Because rules.
Just to clarify, Rithik, workspace rules means rules specific for a certain project.
Yes. Workspace rules are rules specific for a project, and global rules are basically for all the projects.
All the projects that you do in
that you do, exactly.
In Windsurf.
Yeah. So I'm just going to create a workspace rule and give it a quick example. I'm sorry, a name. So let's say example rules. And here you can then write the content of the rules, basically what you need for the rules. And from
is there a specific format?
Yes, we'll get to that.
All right.
That we will get to, because it is kind of important to know what the rules should cover. So we'll get to that. And here, before that, we have this thing called we basically have a drop down to select how the rules are going to get applied. So either you can reference the rules in Cascade. If not, you can keep them on always. So this is the always on here, right? So for the sake of this, I'm just going to say always on, but still I'll show you how to reference the rules. So before we write these rules, I'm just going to show you how you can get the template for the rules. So if you just go to Windsurf rules, here you can see the template for the rules. So this pretty much covers a lot of things. So this tells you about the style, and here you get the project and architecture, which is very important if you are working on a project, to mention which architecture it uses. Of course, Windsurf can pretty much identify it, but why waste tokens, right?
Yeah.
So, and the styling, UI, and all of that. So this is the format that you should use.
So it's like a template library.
Exactly, just to guide you on how it should be done. But this is not always how. I mean, it's not mandatory for us to do it like this. I mean, there's no hard rule saying that. So, of course, when I'm writing the rules, let me just show you. I'm just going to create a very simple rule here. So let's just say, this is something that I like to do. Remember how I told you how we can switch from one chat to another?
Yes.
Yeah. So a pretty cool thing you can do is you can say when
So in fact, the problem that I have is when I'm moving from one chat to the other, I'm not focused about the context. So is my context is going to come to my second chat.
Exactly.
So that can be addressed with this, right?
Yes.
What exactly are you writing out, Rithik? Is it
basically what I'm asking Windsurf to do is once it has created or implemented a file or anything, any new implementation, it should either create a MD log if it's not already there, and the new change should basically go to them.
All right. I think this is something really important for the devs out there. It's going to save more tokens, right?
Yes.
So once this is done, you just need to save it, and then
So once you refresh this, you can see that the rule sort of goes into place.
Right.
And I've set this to always on, so it's gonna be there.
You don't need to manually refer it.
No, you don't. But let's just do it for the fun of it, right?
Okay.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll create a new login form. Right. And let's see if this new rule that we created is actually there. So in the same component folder, create a login form as well.
So you're going to give a couple of other fields to it?
Yeah, basically the login form, we only are going to have the username and password. I'll mention that as well. So let's see how it does, right? So if you do want to reference the rules, especially if it's on reference, so you can just write rules here. Yes, so basically I was trying to find the key. So once you write the @ key, you can see a lot of these coming down. And once you write rules, you can see the example rules that we made here, right? You can click on that and it's referenced.
Okay.
So of course we are not going to do that here because it's always on. And let's just go ahead with this.
So if that is going to work, so it's going to create another component.
Yes.
And then it's going to come up to the UI.
Yes.
Right. So meanwhile, to get things summarized, I just want to go to another step. That's an explanation process as well. So my question to you is, Rithik, I personally, what I've faced is in the last couple of months that I've been using Windsurf, I faced a situation where I wanted to fix a certain bug or to implement a feature. Let's say, so there was this instance that Cascade kept showing me errors continuously where it is showing that it's a malform request, it says.
Yes.
So in this case, is there a way that we can solve this, or is it something that is normal in Windsurf?
Right. So malformed errors can happen because of two reasons. One of it being your context is too big, your file is too big. So recently Windsurf made a small change of how it can analyze the file into small chunks, but that can sometimes be an issue, right? So I mean, as developers, we should always try to keep our files concise and limit it to a certain number. It's a good practice. So that is one. Another reason is that it's an issue with their servers. So that of course we can check. I'll show you once this is implemented. I'll show you how we can check it. Exactly.
So it's like we are able to check the server status of Windsurf.
Yes, which is very important because sometimes that gives us a sort of understanding on why.
Yes, why Cascade is bringing out more errors.
Yes. So you can see that here it created the files. It created the login as well.
All right.
And here's our changelog file. So basically it has noted down what we did and all the details are here, right? So this way, when you're moving on to a new chat, you don't really have to keep repeating
what
yourself.
Was done.
Exactly. So let's just open up the changelog file.
All right.
You can even add a README here, get it from the README format. So
that has basically covered everything related to what we wanted to discuss in the demo.
Yes.
Starting off right around the planning mode, we went through the inline chat feature. We went through how you can use the chat feature with Cascade and implement many files as possible.
Yes.
And we even discussed about server outage handling with the help of the status.
Yes.
I guess I'm correct. Status, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be visiting that website as well.
Yeah.
But before that, let me reach back to the component that we created. Yeah.
So you can see that the login is already created.
Yes.
And it has made a both way sort of connection,
so
which is pretty cool.
It's really nice that AI identifies this is having a connection and it's connecting things.
It sort of gets the patterns.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's something cool.
So that's why we keep calling it agentic.
Yes, it is agentic. So let's
Yes.
quickly visit the status.
Yes. That's a good thing. So status of the servers is right now it
has a
green.
small minor outage. So of course you saw that there are small issues. So this can be a small reason.
Might be the reason, right?
It might be.
Yeah.
It might
be.
So of course here Windsurf is not fully down, but some of the functionalities can still be restricted. An issue.
So you even is able to see what kind of issues that occurred in the recent past.
Yes. So
all right. So that kind of
up.
marks us the end of the demo.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Rithik. We've learned many things from you and appreciate your time. And for everyone out there who is watching us, and thank you so much. We appreciate if you can leave any comments about whatever the problems that you have faced and what you think about Windsurf. And if you are using any other AI tools, just mention the reason for everyone to try out. So let's build up this community, and please share this video with the others, and hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice day. Goodbye. See you next time.
See you.